All right, so today I want to talk about how taller lockdowns are starting to become the wave, and especially for me when I've been playing in rec and that type of build, running around my 6'9" lockdown, I'm like, bro, like this build is really dominant. And I went back and started looking at some data from 2K Toots and 2K Labs, and it kind of reaffirmed what I was thinking. Okay, so first let's talk about the 6'9". We went 186 because I want to make sure I get that 92 per defense. We'll talk about in a second. But the 7'3" is the max wingspan. Now, if you look at the data here, it says that with the max wingspan or minimum wingspan 44.60, max wingspan 50.8, there is not that much of a difference. You do have to leave a margin of error for that. So there's not a dramatic difference between minimum wingspan and max wingspan. So then your question would be, well, why would you want to max out your wingspan? Well, obviously maxing out your wingspan in this instance will help with your perimeter defense and your block, right? So that is why you want to max out your wingspan. So if people are like, yo, you want to max out your wingspan so you can get a real good contest. No, has nothing to do with that. Wingspan has nothing to do with contest. Your block rating and your perimeter defense does. And we're going to talk about it right now. So let's just take a look at the perimeter defense and how your hands up affects that. You look at the data right here from 2K Labs. On the left is the average contest. On the top is your perimeter defense. So if you have, and in this instance, this build will have a 92 perimeter defense. Remember, this is hands up. So if you do hands up defense, meaning you're not jumping, right, and you're wondering why you're not getting a good contest, it's because your perimeter defense isn't high enough, right? I'm not talking about your badge. Remember, the badges for some reason aren't really working, but your perimeter defense. So I have a 92 perimeter defense on this build. If you look at this chart, that means I have somewhere between a 90 to 97% getting a high contest rate compared to if you have a 55% and you only get a 50% contest rate with just hands up. So obviously the higher my perimeter defense with me without jumping, I have a very solid chance with a 92 to be able to start cooking with grease and really start to cause some problems with the offensive opponent that I'm having. But you then can compound that with your block, right? This is jumping, right? So as you see here with a 99 block, which this build will have, and I jump to get a contest, 96.7%, all right, with this build. And as you can see here, again, if you have a 25 block and you jump, only 55.90, trash. 50 block, 60, those aren't good. 75 block, you start to get a little bit better, right? But again, if you look at the 99 block, the 96.7, that's when you really start to cause a lot of damage, okay? So we have that foundation set. You might ask then, well, why, because remember, if you remember the data, 6'11s are really good contests for, 7'4s. 6'9s, remember, you have to be 3 inches taller than the shooter has to be 3 inches taller than you for their effect not to affect you. Now, most guards and stuff like that you're gonna be guarding and playing against, they're gonna be pretty small, right? You talking about 6'4 to 6'9. You see what I'm saying? So you're going to be falling right within the contest system, as you see right here. This is the after pass results versus 6'9 defender. And as you can see right there, if you see that the circled part right there at 6'9, and then you see the person at 6'10 and 6'11, right? You see how there is no effect. You see how that red line is straight across, right? You're getting no effect. If you look on the left side, it says average challenge. And you see that the average challenge, you're not challenging that person, right? You're not getting that effect because as the defender, as the shooter, you're still within that range of being 3 inches under than what it should be. But you see, right when you get 7 feet, now you start to see the decline in the actual average contest. So that's why 7'4s are still really strong. But at the end of the day, when you're someone that's 6'9", you can literally guard 6'11" all the way down to 6'1" and get crazy contests with that 92 perimeter defense and that 99 block. But you can also remember, by jumping, contest still the 7 foot, 7'1", 7'2", 7'3", 7'4", but you have to jump. So just keep that in mind. When you see that you're going, when you know you have a center that you're going up against, you know that the hands up defense is not going to work. They can just shoot right over you with no contest because they are 3 inches taller than you. But if you know that that person is 6'11" to 6'1", you don't even have to jump. You have a high perimeter defense enough, just put your hands up and you can be able to get that contest. Now, with that all being said, this is the reason why 6'9", 186, because this is the only weight that is going to allow you to get that 92 perimeter defense. That 92 perimeter defense will give you that challenger on gold, but you can also then max plus to that to get it to legend. So you have the legend badge. Remember, now we all know these badges aren't good. They're not really activating. We've seen the data over and over again, but you still have the ability to do that. And you also have the 99 block, which will give you the legend high flyer denier. And you will also be able to get the legend paint patroller once you get that 99 block maxed out. Because you can see with legend, you need 99 block with 85 vert. You already have the 85 vert. And then of course you have the 84 interior defense, which you have. All you need is just that 99 block. And then you'll have that from Hall of Fame up to legend. So again, this is the reason why this build is so solid. I'm not trying to say this is what you need to make, because there is limitations. This is a specialized build. See that I don't have much playmaking, don't have a lot of passing, that type of sort. You can tweak everything else around if you want, okay? I recommend keeping all this the same, because this is, like, I have the proof showing that this build is really, really solid. And then what I can do, again, is come out here and show you. I got boxed because I do have defensive specialization on this build. So that's why I have the name box, but y'all will be called a switch, was it switch lockdown defender or something like that? I can't remember what the name was just now. But yeah, so as we come out here, and again, I love this lockdown red and all that type stuff. You'll see this is where I'm at right now. I'm slowly but surely, once I am able to get these next 4 cap breakers, I'm close to getting that. I hit level 40, which I'm close to hitting level 40 as I'm at level 30 right now. So once I get to level 40, I'll be able to get that 1 cap breaker. And then as you can see, I'm also close. I'm 93.1 to getting 3 cap breakers. So then that will give me 4 cap breakers that I'm now able to use to fully max out the potential of this build and have a 92 perimeter defense with a 99 block and 89 interior defense, and just go crazy with it. So again, if you're somebody that's looking for a game-changing lockdown that is literally statistically by the data, you see all the data, and you want to be able to get the best contest possible, 6'9" is going to be the best height for you. If you want to get the ultimate contest, that's 6'11", but the problem about being 6'11" is that you're not able to get that high perimeter defense, so you're basically reliant on jumping the whole time, right? Because remember, you have to have the higher perimeter defense. You can't say, well, I got a 71 perimeter defense, I'm 6'11", I'm doing hands up defense, how come I'm not getting the contest? Remember, wingspan, your height, all that stuff does not matter. It's the perimeter defense, it's the rating itself that is going to affect your hands up defense. If you do not have a high perimeter defense, hands up doesn't work. If you don't have a high block, jumping does not work. You can get a contest, it might not be high, but you can't complain about not getting a high number contests, a high percentage contest. You need to have the data, you have to have the ratings to be able to get that. And that's the reason why I like this. Now, once I get these all maxed out here and have that 92 perimeter defense, the next thing that I'm gonna do is gonna start upgrading my passing, my playmaking, because you can actually get a 75 speed with ball and an 80 ball handle with this build too. So I'm really excited to finish maxing this build out to allow it to be kind of more well-rounded. I'm having the ability to dribble and that type of deal. But again, this is finally, hopefully, can settle the what do you need to have as a lockdown based upon the data. But again, are y'all picking up what I'm putting down, man? All right, am I cooking with grease with this one? Am I making any sense? If I am, all I ask is just please make sure you drop a like, you subscribe to the channel, and as usual, your favorite old head, Uncle Jimmy. I'll be back really soon on the banger, man. You know, when I say back soon on the banger, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I'm talking about tomorrow, man. I'm out.